Yeah, Hiko Simon here. Still drinking the shiso. Actually, the first time I was expecting it to taste horrible. Now it actually, and so I was surprised it tasted better than I expected. But now that I just drink it again, expecting to like it, now I don't like it. I don't know. Anyway, just a quick video from my Hiko Talk channel. I got a question from a YouTuber called Dovelike, and it's a question I've had a few times, so I thought I might as well make it into a video. I think it's a fair enough question. The person asked, what was the process I went through learning Japanese? When did I start learning? How long did I study for? My case is the same as many people. I didn't just take it in a class for 2 years, come to Japan, speak like this. Everybody does different things. We go on trips, we make friends, we get girlfriends, we get jobs, we do all sorts of things that, and of course we all have different approaches to what we find interesting and what we're good at studying. But so I don't think that my model is anything which you could specifically copy. However, to the extent that it explains how I learned Japanese, I think it's a fair enough question. And without wanting to go into too much current personal information, I can certainly tell you about up to a couple of years ago. So basically, in New Zealand, way back in 1989, when I was first year of high school in New Zealand is basically the second year of junior high in Japan. However, that translates into other countries. It was a brand new subject back then. Nobody really knew how to grade it, so it was pretty much famous for easy grades. My main motivation for taking Japanese, it wasn't martial arts, it wasn't anime, or anything like that. I didn't really know anything about Japan. It was more that, I lived in Singapore for 2 years as a small kid. There used to be a big army base there. My dad was in the army there, New Zealand Army. So there were lots of Kiwi kids in Singapore. I was nearly born in Singapore, actually. And I went back there as like 6, 7 years old. So I lived in a really hardcore Chinese neighborhood in Singapore. And I was always interested in kanji. So I thought, learn Japanese and learn some kanji. But the way that they made it, it was so simple. They didn't even teach us kanji for 1 or 2 years. It was pretty easy grades. So I took that, and 15 years old, I actually went to Auckland in New Zealand and Fukuoka in Kyushu, our sister city. So I went on a sister city exchange, and I stayed with a homestay in Onojo City in Fukuoka, which I consider to be my Japanese hometown. I was born into Japan, into Fukuoka. I love my Japanese homestay family down there, and I love Kyushu. I'm still a big fan of Fukuoka. Actually, I think it's one of the best cities in Japan, which is why I'm jealous of Karawapo and Michaela and all you other people down there in Fukuoka, and why one of my favorite Japanese vloggers, Oborogin, who gave me this shirt, he's from Fukuoka as well. So good people, Fukuoka. Gaijins and Japanese. So that got me more motivated into Japan specifically. I wasn't a great student at it, actually. So then at 18, I as a first year subject at university, I did an arts degree. I did 2 degrees at Conjun, but as part of the arts degree, I planned to major in Japanese. But what I didn't bank on is that the class was full of Koreans who were taking it for easy grades and people who had been on exchange. And I found very quickly I was struggling with it to a point where I was risking dropping out. And my Japanese teacher told me that she didn't think I was going to be ready for third year Japanese level, third year level Japanese kanji and grammar. And I could see this coming, so I quit my job at a travel agency that I had. It was a good job and it was paid well. And I went for a minimum wage job at a Japanese gift shop, at the Ohashi Kyosen gift shop in Auckland. And the shop has like 50 staff, most of them working holiday visa people. The shop runs in Japanese. Most of the clients are Japanese, or most of the customers are Japanese. And so that allowed me to get very good very fast through the friends I made there at speaking, at least on the day-to-day stuff that we said there, to make some Japanese friends. But in spite of my improvement in speaking, my teacher told me, no, you still won't keep up if we put you in third year for the other classes. So I haggled in my third year of Japanese to be allowed to take one business Japanese and conversational Japanese paper. And I did very, very well at that paper, actually, because I had a chance to speak regularly with Japanese by that point. And I was one of these people, I wasn't very good at studying Japanese, but I was very good at using it and putting it into context. So instead of Japanese, I actually I did Spanish as well at the same time as I did Japanese. And I actually chose to major in Spanish. which I pretty much studied so that I could go to Argentina and see the famously beautiful women there. So when I was 20, I basically, as part of my Spanish degree, I had a trip to Madrid, where I was in Spain for 3 months, and I came back via Argentina, and it was excellent. Although I hang out with lots of Brazilian girls, I came back speaking as much Portuguese as I did Spanish, actually. If you ever meet Brazilian girls, you'll understand why. But yes, I went through Japan on the way to Spain. That was really cool. And yeah, again, I saw my homestay family, went to Fukuoka, hung out with some of my old co-workers. That was really cool, and I went through a real jump in Japanese. Even I went to Japan, had a really intense, exhausting 1 or 2 weeks speaking Japanese, then 3 weeks no Japanese at all while I was in Spain. And when I came back to New Zealand, all of a sudden my Japanese was a lot better. So this is part of the thing about stressing yourself out and working really hard, and then taking a rest and letting it all sink in. I think that's what really happened with that. It's as important to rest, I think, as it is to really, cane it, to go for it when you're studying, not to burn yourself out. So yeah, 21, got back to New Zealand from Spain, from Japan and Argentina. It was through friends at work. I met my first Japanese girlfriend. We moved in pretty quickly. We lived together for about 3 or 4 years in New Zealand, and you'd think that's good for Japanese, but actually, we agreed in New Zealand. She was there to learn English, and I thought it was fair enough. She wanted to speak English, and so we agreed that we would only speak English to each other. But it was through having the girlfriend and through my own Japanese friends, that it meant that socially I'd go out with a lot of Japanese people where everyone's speaking in Japanese. Plus, I'd get to, we would have friends over and we'd watch Japanese dramas, or we'd go out to karaoke and sing Japanese songs, and I had to learn the songs to keep up, and I'd watch the dramas with them, and that stuff was really, really, really good. And yeah, when I was about 22, the year before I graduated, my girlfriend went back to Japan a year earlier. Then I followed her a year later, but I moved into an apartment with 8 Japanese people, surfers and so on, all sleeping in sleeping bags in the room next to me, and that house was all Japanese. There was no antenna on the roof, so we could only watch Japanese TV on videos. It was excellent. And yeah, then I graduated university. I came to Japan on a summer break, which is Christmas time for us, and got a job at a Japanese company. They asked me if I wanted to work with foreign companies or Japanese companies. I said I want to work with factories. And so they sent me to a factory in northern Chiba, in Noda City. And I was implementing a SAP system. I was an SAP consultant for 3 years in a factory, at a silicon wafer factory. Lots of Brazilian people up there. Well, not lots, but I made friends with some Brazilians up there who took me up to Gunma, hung out in Noizumi a bit. But apart from that, I didn't really know any gaijins at all for the first few years. And real hardcore Japanese time. And it really, all of a sudden, all of my not studying kanji and grammar came to bite me. I did well in the interview because I could speak very well, but it kind of painted a false image of my other abilities. So I had to catch that up. And, I lost some hair at that time. I lost a lot of weight. But, second job I did involved a lot more English research and based on some other things that I'd studied before. But still day-to-day communication was all entirely verbal. And by the way, as soon as I came to Japan, I broke up with my old Japanese girlfriend. I dated and, went around and so on. But yeah, I met my wife while I was doing my second job. I spent 7 years working in Japanese companies. So it was all a bit of an organic process, but pretty much in both of my first 2 jobs I didn't speak Japanese at all. But I found, in the end of the day, after doing that for many years, you're better off going to a company where those skills are appreciated. Speaking Japanese isn't anything special in a Japanese company. So I moved to a foreign company, and today I am happy. And for some reason I'm drinking Pepsi Shiso. So that is the progression of how I learned Japanese. Oh, and I got level 1 Japanese while studying in my second job. I actually tried it once or twice and didn't pass. And then I really went for it and I got it, I think the 3rd time, while I was doing my second job in Japan, which was basically a research job. So yeah, I hope that helps. I know lots of people ask that question, so I thought it'd be a nice FAQ that I can refer you to. Hope you found that interesting. Peace.